What is up, everybody? You know what it is. It is the one and only Affair pre-show. So we're going to talk all things coming up this season. It is the final season. The crew is back, and we're really excited to find out what's going to go down. Let's go. Let's get it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, that's like poppy.
Right. I always call this the teen drama, like music. Like that's every time I hear it, I'm like, I feel like, it's a teen drama or something like that.
I love it.
It's great. It's great. What's up, everybody? You know what it is. Your boy Lem Gonsalves here for the Affair pre-show. We're going to spend a few minutes talking about the Affair, everything about it, what we're excited about, what we're looking forward to. It is the final season, so but it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. As I mentioned, the crew is back. So excited to be reunited with them. Next to me is the one and only, the Alison Dean. What's up, lady?
I'm here. It's happening. I'm so happy to see you both.
Yes.
And I can't believe it's about to go down.
It's about to go all the way down.
Right?
All the way down. All the way down.
The suspense is killing me.
I know, right?
Right.
And she reminded me right before the show that we've been covering this since the first season in our old building. That's how far back it goes. But my A1 since day one, April Whisenhant in the building.
What's up, y'all? I'm literally so excited. You have no idea. We've been talking about the show coming back for so long, so I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. So let's get into it. Fair. It's final season. We were just kind of talking a little bit about, we know Joshua Jackson is not coming back.
Right.
His character, I don't know. I mean, we talked about what happened at the end.
So
let's remind everyone.
Last scene of him is essentially him driving off into the sunset with Joni.
Yeah.
So, we have I don't know if y'all remember the beach scene where he's so upset and Louisa is like, he calls Alison his wife and she's upset about that.
Right.
I was very shocked to hear that his character wasn't returning because there was just no mention of it for a very, very, very long time. Obviously, we were super focused on Ruth Wilson leaving, but it wasn't even a thought at that point. There hasn't been much news as to why he isn't returning to the show.
Well, what I heard was he's kind of, I think initially, at least from what I read, he never thought he was going to be on the show for as long as he was on the show.
Oh,
yeah. So I read that, I don't know, sometime this week, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then it just kind of, obviously, the fandom around his character, I think, was so significant. Pressure.
Right.
That's like with April and Allison wanting Lem in the studio with us.
Exactly.
We're like, he's our Joshua Jackson at AfterBuzz.
You are Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I think for me, though, my surprise with him not coming back, too, was I really thought the storyline would revolve around him going after what's his name, who we think may have killed Ruth.
Ben, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So I thought that might be. Well, I know, but then there's now speculation. Did she commit suicide or was she killed? And we'll never know. And I hate that we'll never know. I'm like, what?
So you definitely officially think we'll never know?
I don't know. I feel like
I do think that this season will
reveal it.
I believe so, because I feel like they definitely, with that being towards the end of the season, that happening, that was something
oh my God.
magnanimous, right? And so for them to give us in the I don't know. Showtime is really good. Just as a network about the program that they have, where they do cliffhangers. Their shows have a lot of cliffhangers. Ugh. But I feel like with this being the last season, I really feel like they're going to give us just like how we saw, I don't know if it was season 2 and season 3, when we saw how everything happened with the death and we found out who actually killed, his brother.
You're killing me. I thought we knew he killed her.
We projected that because we're super smart, but
we see him do it.
Right, but what I'm saying is the fact that they had laid it all out over the season with the trial and everything, and then it was confirmed.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So what's the other option? So people are saying what we saw was not real?
No, or it was something where she killed herself.
Right.
Okay. And then they just made the rest up.
Well, it was kind of, the split storylines, right? Where us seeing these two, and in this case, we weren't seeing it how we normally do, where it's two separate characters, POVs on it. It was Allison's POV in both instances.
Right.
But I think this is where our new older Joni may be the one revealing the answers to this mystery for us, played by Anna Paquin.
Yes, that's right.
So I think that could be maybe. And
I'm
actually,
very
I'd be
excited
so,
about that. I love Anna Paquin. I think she's amazing.
Please, Sarah Treem, answer the question.
Now that y'all are making it very obvious that people think, I've been fully on he killed her. For sure. Obviously, we see...
For sure. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Like, I do understand where other people would have the thought of her committing suicide, but there are just too many other things. Even in the... we saw them in that night. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can we not have them in this season? Because look what we're talking about right now. So, I'm sad about that. But even in the scene of them that night where things were very different when we look at it from... quote unquote his perspective, even though it wasn't, but his side of the story versus Alison's, there were still the violence and whatever in certain aspects. So I guess I've just been fully on the train up. Yes, he did it, but I mean, obviously we know Alison, so that'll be. If we don't find that out, then like we're done. They've done an injustice against us.
They would, which has happened before. Yeah. I mean, so I'm hoping that it doesn't happen with this series. How do you all feel about Noah and going into this new season? His character with the estranged family and the whole situation. How do you feel about that going into the new season?
Well, I think just what we've seen from the clips that they've shown us and the whole entire trailer for the season, of course, that they're definitely making it seem like he's going after Helen at some point. We do see his girlfriend, Janelle, is back, played by Sanaa Lathan. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
So she's back, but there's a lot of mention of... give me a second chance. We haven't seen a clip of him saying that to her, but we've seen like a quote from him. So I think he's definitely going after Helen. I think they gave us the little snippets in this past season of, okay, could they come back after all that they've been through? So I'm intrigued.
Intrigued.
Yes.
Oh, what's the face for Alison?
I just feel so conflicted about Noah Solloway, totally. And it's strange because, season 1, season 2, it was like, oh my gosh, we were so team Noah. And then it just really took a departure for me where I was like, who is this man? And why do I feel like I just don't have a handle on what he wants, what direction he's going in? Like, I feel like he's lost sense of himself, really. Like, he had this strange midlife crisis kind of a thing when he had the affair. And then... I don't know. And then just things really took tumbles from there.
When did that happen for you? Like, at the point where you were like, okay, not so much Team Noah anymore.
I feel like when him and Alison separated. So when that turned out to not be something that was going to be like a forever thing, that's when I went, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
You've always been a little not Team Noah, but but then you were kind of at first.
Not Team Noah.
Always Team Helen. Was there a moment for you that you were like, okay, he's just officially like... off the deep end?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was when he got with Sanaa Lathan's character and they started dating, and then the whole situation with her son and wanting to really, take him to college and really just being out there for him and how he kind of got into it. And then he was kind of neglecting his own family.
Oh, yeah.
Like not even kind of, like was. And I feel like for him, we know that he's, when we've seen him since day one, he's generally been about himself, right? And about what he wants and not really thinking about his partner, whoever that person is. I want to get what I want. I'm the person that has all the knowledge, I know everything, all of this kind of stuff, even with the kids, and he's clueless when it comes to them.
Right.
So he has terrible, and I think he's had moments where he's like, okay, I need to do better. But the moments don't outweigh what he ends up doing overall, right?
Totally, yeah.
So I think, towards the end, I was like, I'm kind of off Noah right now.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, he needs to really get it together this last season. And I really was hoping that he would, because I feel like with his, it is a redemption story, right? It's like you can go through all of this. Your kids can ostracize you. You can have all these failed relationships, but you can kind of make it out on top because you can change your ways. And I feel like he's not going to, because he's his own worst enemy.
I don't disagree with you. And I also just kind of wonder from Helen's POV, I just think that Helen is completely appalled by him. Like, even like with all of his, you know, trying and his valiant efforts moving to Los Angeles to be near them and all that stuff, I still think Helen just can't stand the look of him, doesn't want to be in the same room with him. And I don't remember from the preview, but wasn't she like making out with someone else? And it wasn't Vic
making out with someone else.
So like,
and that's going to be an interesting story this season, because it is. It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but spoiler if you haven't seen the trailer,
watch the trailer.
She is making out with a person who is
handsome,
who plays Noah.
What?
In the story of his
I didn't
book.
know that.
They're turning it into a movie.
Well, I knew that. I didn't know that was the character playing him.
The character that plays Noah is the one you see Helen making out with. But I could not feel any different. I think she loves
Noah.
Oh. I think toward the end of season 4, we saw her be a little more, finally. Right. We all said it, like, be a little more like, okay, well, you're gross. You've done all this crazy stuff. Because throughout the other seasons, despite all that he's done to her and, you know, made her do some crazy things herself, she still has had this, like, pull to him, even if it wasn't necessarily obvious. But I do feel like at the end of last season is when she kind of realized, okay, you're just no, get away from me. But also she was going through all the stuff with Vic.
Right.
There's the part of me that almost, I'm like, yes, honey, get away from him. This man that did you so wrong so many times, not just with Alison, but even after that, like all the stuff that he did to her. And yes, moving to California was a big leap for him. But I'm just like, I want to see you as like a strong female move past that. But then I also am like, I'm also like, could it be that they had to go through these things to have their like true love moment?
Possibly.
And it does pain me to say that, because y'all know how much I loved Noah and Alison, but obviously that's not happening anymore because she is no longer alive.
Right.
But that was ruined a long time ago whenever he cheated in that moment as well. So they've had all of these kind of crazy situations that they've gone through in their life that a lot of other people wouldn't necessarily go through. So there's the part of me that's like, team love, maybe they can make it through it after all. But I just don't know if they've done too much. I don't think Helen's completely innocent in it either.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, obviously, Noah is the one that cheated, so.
I will say this. It would be very refreshing to see Helen in, like, real love with someone. Because even with Vic...
You don't think she was in love with Vic?
I feel like she loved
this fly
Vic.
is killing me.
I know, sorry, we have a fly around the studio. That's why we're all swatting every now and then.
Thank God it's not a mosquito. Okay. No infections. Okay. I don't know. I feel like she loved Vic. I feel like she was just kind of needing to fill a void, right? I mean, she had a partner for a long time. I feel like it's something that she just wanted for herself. I don't know if I felt like the pull of, you know...
Of real love.
Yeah.
With Vic.
Well, she did cheat on him with Noah.
She did.
I mean, the one time, but...
Right.
She also cheated on Vic with the neighbors, you know? I mean, like, there's a lot of funny things happening. So it would really delight me in the final season to see, like, Helen beaming with, like, rosy cheeks and feeling, like, love, maybe toward Noah, but just to someone.
I've always, and if you remember, I've always been a proponent of Helen and Noah getting back together.
Yes.
So, I would be elated if in the final season that happened. Because I think ultimately they're two broken people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Broken in different ways, but definitely broken. You know, I mean, Helen still reels from her parental figures and her upbringing and really just casts a shadow on her life. And the fact that her kid, you know, how her kids, how they, you know, kind of see her. And then Noah, we've talked about Noah. We know Noah's issues, right? And so I think it would be interesting for them to go through all of these things that we've seen them go over these several seasons and then kind of be like, all right, I really love you. I really love you. Let's fix this work and put this family together. Now, will the kids be on board?
I don't know.
That's a different story. I think that'll be a whole nother situation. And I don't know that they could tie that all into a bow like that, you know, over the course of the season. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we still got a ways to go. I'm just curious to see how they're going to weave that. Because I feel like there's going to be some, whether they get together or not, there's going to be some redemption with them too. Right. Because they started this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So
whether it's like we're BFF.
Exactly, or something. We're just co-parenting or whatever.
Right.
But I feel like there has to be some, in my mind, to really complete the season, has to be some redemption between the two of them and, their situation.
I agree with you.
So we'll see.
It would be fabulous.
It would be extremely fabulous.
I'm curious to see what happens with the neighbor too.
Oh, same. And she is in the show.
Yep.
She is.
Vic's. But I'm like, why? Because I don't think Vic is in the show. Maybe he is throughout. I tried to kind of look it up.
I think he is. So I think I think we're gonna see.
We're gonna see Vic.
Some of him. I think.
Got it.
Yes.
But I do wonder with the flash forward, because like we said, Anna Paquin is playing Joni. What's their last name? Alison Cole.
Cole, yes.
No,
No,
Cole
Cole.
is his first name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lockhart.
Lockhart.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was like, wait a second, it was big.
No, but she's not a Lockhart anymore because I feel like she's married now with kids herself.
Right, but she's
Oh, it
playing,
goes that far
essentially
forward?
It goes like
Yes.
20 years forward.
Oh, shoot.
So Anna
Well,
Paquin's
how
character
is Anna
is
Paquin
Joni
gonna play a
Lockhart.
5-year-old?
Well, no, I know that, but I guess I wasn't putting them together. I'm thinking like, teenager. But
Right.
wait, she can't play a teenager.
No.
She's way too old.
We see her actually
Okay.
like with her own children.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I'm very curious
Married.
to see
Wow,
how
okay.
that comes into play. Obviously with her situation, but with the Noah and Helen situation as well, because they had kids. Some older, some younger, but
But also, Noah helped raise Joni for a period of time, so we also don't know how their relationship may have, they may have stayed in contact through the years as well, especially given the fact that Alison is gone. So perhaps Noah, in this 20-year time span, has.
I don't see that happening though.
I
don't see-
right.
It
I mean, we will.
depends, but I just hope that we do see not just the like major flash forward of Joni's life. I hope
Right.
that we see kind of Noah and Helen in the flash forward of life as well. I don't think that the show's going to kind of like center around that at first. I think it's definitely going to be like current time.
Right.
But I hope that at some point maybe we get a little flash of them as well, because I do think we will.
I think
of
we
their
will.
kids.
Okay.
Of I'm forgetting their names at the moment, but I'll say them in just a
Oh,
minute.
Noah and Helen's kids.
Exactly. I do
Right.
think we'll get the major life flash forwards of their kids as well. I don't think it's just going to be Joni's character.
Well, I think that makes another interesting point, because if we have Joni or the character fast forwarding that far to make sure that they make sure to do that, there has to be something huge with the two of them, because Alison is not there, the mom,
Right.
Right.
And we know that Cole is
someone.
is somewhere, but we've heard that he's not going to be on the show that often.
Right.
So why is she such a principal? Why did they focus on her?
She's replacing their characters,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it's like
I'm
a
just
product
curious.
of-
Right. I'm
Yeah.
just curious to see how they're going to write her into this whole situation.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you still have Noah, right? How does he play into that? Like you said, he had some, when she was very, very young, he had some help. I feel like they could make that connection again. You said she's married, so she's not looking for love. So she's just kind of raising her family.
Well, I think she's looking into. So I know at least what I saw in the preview is she's on a work assignment in Montauk. It takes her to Montauk, and I think that then stirs her to start looking into what happened to her mother,
Right.
And just kind of so
Because she
becomes,
probably
like,
doesn't
detective.
know or has no
We don't.
clue.
We don't
I'm
know.
assuming, like, if that's what they're doing, that she
Right.
has to try to find out
Yeah.
some sense of the discovery.
There's a scene, I don't know where it happens in the actual show. It's just one of the previews or clips that they put out of her, Anna Paquin, or Joni, let's call her Joni, in a bathtub, and it's like a voiceover. She's saying, "This is the day that..." She either says, "My
is the
mother
age."
died," or "This is the age. This is the age that my mother died," or that my mother committed to... She doesn't say murdered, but she says something of that, and then you see her, like, diving into a bathtub. It's like going under the water.
Yeah.
So I think
because
that's
they'd
going
like to do that to us.
Right. That's
Right.
going to be a big part of her story is her... Is she the product of her mom, who maybe everyone in the show is under the impression that she committed suicide. I think at this point they are. Everyone thinks that she committed suicide. In the last
Except for
scene
Cole.
Right. And then in the last
Right.
scene of Noah and everybody, they're full on suicide. So I think that maybe that just her being in Montauk, and
I like a good detective story.
it kind of digs it up. So for her anyway, but I kind of like that. I do think she's where we have the part 1 Helen, part 2 Alison, whatever. I don't know if they'll do that still. I would be surprised to see if they did, but I do like the thought of them doing that. But I think it'll be like Joni part 2 or whatever, if it is. I think that she's fully there to kind of make up for the lack of them.
I think they would definitely punctuate the season with having to do what kind of they started with. So I think we will see some split storyline POVs, just because I think it's, you know, the kind of the character, the nature of the show. So I don't know how much we'll see it, but I think we'll see you have to sprinkle them in somewhere, right?
Sprinkle.
Come on, man.
Little sprinkle.
Right, little sprinkle.
Yeah.
Little sprinkles.
Throw it in there.
Well, I'm excited. We're actually going to go watch it right now in a few minutes and then come back and do our full-on after show. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our pre-show. And thank you so much for tuning in. We're really excited about this season. I know it's going to be amazing. How many episodes?
I think it's 10.
10 episodes.
I think the last one, though, is a double, because I saw 11, but they're on the same date.
So maybe it's 2. Maybe.
The girl who plays...
it's a movie.
Julia Tells, who plays their Helen and Noah's oldest daughter, said her one of her favorite episodes is episode 11.
I mean, the series finale. Come on now. It better be amazing.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves. You can find me everywhere at Lem Gonsalves. Alison Dean, where you at?
At the Alison Dean. Easy breezy.
Y'all can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
Our handles are our names. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
What?
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Saying.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It's
been Lem Gonsalves. Oh, that's right.
I know,
It's probably. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, we're doing new things.
You'll always be the poet saint to us, Lem.
That's fine.
Yeah, right.
That's all good. All right, y'all. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Peace.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.